All right, well, the Rotary Club of Port of Spain is extremely proud to host the district games for primary schools in Port of Spain and environs. To tell us all about it, we have the president-elect himself of the Rotary Club in Port of Spain, Hayden Gittins, and also the coordinator of the event, Calvin Nanku. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You all are very excited, I can tell, about this event. When exactly is this event and what can we expect? Mr. Coordinator.
The 30-year games is one of the biggest games that we're going to have. I mean, 30 years is a milestone.
Yeah.
And tomorrow at the Hazy Crawford Stadium, we'd expect to see at least 8,000 to 10,000 pupils coming out from the Port of Spain schools. And that's a small figure in terms of how many children we have in Port of Spain and environs. This is the stepping stone for all our young athletes. This is where we have unearthed the talents of our national athletes, the Michelle Leahys, the Richard Thompsons, the J. Hugh Gordons, the Alina Brooks, who will be competing at the Commonwealth Games in a week's time. So this is where it starts, this is the nursery, and this is what we are supposed to be developing.
And so how has the Rotary Club been doing over the past years, being part of this? How do you feel?
Well, the Rotary Club, as always, is very excited to be involved. I mean, this is a 30-year relationship. The Rotary Club of Port of Spain has supported it unstintingly over 30 years. And we are humbled by the fact that over that 30-year period, we have impacted over 20,000 athletes, some of which, as Kelvin has indicated, have gone on to greater heights. We could not have done it without the support of corporate sponsors who have given generously. So if you don't mind, I will sort of highlight some of them. Republic Bank came in quite generously, almost at the 11th hour. We had Atlantic LNG, who have supported us throughout the years, Pan American Life Insurance as another major sponsor, First Citizens, the Scotiabank Foundation, the Massey Foundation, and again at the 11th hour, Dairy came in and really lent their support. This year, we also were able to elicit the support of PTSC, because one of the issues we have is transporting the many students and teachers and parents to the event. So PTSC has stepped in and will be providing transport for approximately 500 interested spectators on the day of the event. But if you are unable to make it, the event will be live streamed. It will be channeled on one of our local channels, and of course it can be accessed through our Rotary Games Facebook page at Rotary Games. This year we've introduced one innovation. Of course, throughout the games and throughout the period, there are lots of giveaways, lots of prizes to be won, but we've introduced an interactive zone where there will be corporate and state entities involved. Some of the names involved would, of course, be the Ministry of Education, the National Dietary Services and Textbook Management Unit, Fine Line Distributors, Bryden's, Dairy, of course, Vembev, Mad Science, Pinnacle.com, some of the names we know, John Dickinson Prestige Awards and Trophies, Mr. Toppers. The Trinidad and Tobago Olympic Association will also be involved. Domino's, Peter Pitt, Ishmael and Khan. So we have a lot of parties who will come together and create a little bit of an alternative to take people away from the very, very aggressive competition that will be expected during the course of tomorrow.
What are some of the competitions that we can expect?
Well, we have competitions in 4 age groups. That is the under 9s, the under 11s, under 13s, and the 13 to under 15s. Now this is, I'm talking about competition. This is going to be superb. It means that the 8 zones in Port of Spain and environs, this is where the champions meet. All have had their games over the last 2 weeks, and every one of the winners are coming back. The competition is going to be very fierce. I'm looking at the under 13 girls here now, and I can tell you there are 5 girls who are in the top 15 at the national level with entry is. That's like Janica Jordan, she is the number 1. There's Shakira Joseph, Abigail Burton, Kaylee Ford, Fatima Springer. This is going to be a war. And I mean, the talent that we have, the pool in Port of Spain, it makes it very difficult to beat Port of Spain at the national level. The under-11 boys, there's I would think it's more like a match race between Michaelan Woods and Josiah Grant. Who will win, I don't know. Likewise, the under-11 girls, the number 3 girl in the country, that is Janice Burton, she will meet Shania Thomas, who's number 4. So you've got the competition, and it's going to be very fierce.
Yeah.
But what I would like to ensure is that the parents come out and support their children. I know the schools, the supervisors would have sent out a lot of messages to schools, whereas you transfer your activities to the stadium tomorrow. So the stadium should be overflowing. We should not see any spaces in the stadium tomorrow. There's no way. We have got 81 schools in Port of Spain and environs, and there's no way that stadium should not be filled with cheering students and parents.
Filled to capacity. Mr. Gittins, your closing comments. How do we get tickets to attend?
Well, I mean, I think all you have to do is to show up.
Show up, yeah, it's free.
This is a free event.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the fact that we, through the auspices of PTSC, have provided transportation will facilitate additional attendance. I mean, the clarion call is for people to come out and support. The importance of this event to Rotary is not only due to the fact that it's nurturing athletes, but it's developing people, developing children into young athletes and into young leaders within our society. They need and appreciate the support. The event starts at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
It's the first item on the both. There will be speeches by the Minister of Education, I believe.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Minister of Sport is out of the country, and perhaps the competition starts with the March Past.
Yep.
The March Past is a show in its own, and it's taken very seriously by the competitors. So the message is to come early and don't miss the March Past. And then the competition is blown off, and amid all the aggressive competition, these people see each other every year, so the friendships grow, and that's also important to us.
Great. So, well, we'd like to thank you so much for taking the time to come in here to chat with us about it. We're definitely excited. I'm sure members of CTV would be there to cover it as well. All right, so the Rotary Club of Port of Spain, developing leaders in society.